Hi everyone, today at Top Jeux I'm going to talk to you about Flashpoint. So yes, I have the French version here, but it's a cooperative game for our 10 years and older. It's a game where you have to save some victim stuck in a building on fire. So I'm going to show you how it plays and tell you what I think right after. So the game comes with 6 firemen, so each player is going to take a fireman and his cards. It's coming with black cubes, so 1 cube means that the wall is broken. However, if this wall has 2 cubes, it means that it is completely destroyed and we can pass through it with a fireman. However, if we are using all of the cubes on the board, that's meaning the house is gonna collapse and destroy, so ideally we don't do that. It comes with action token. It comes with fire token. Each fire token has a smoke backside. And then if you look closely at the rule book, it's going to tell you how to put the fire in the first place. Same thing for the victims. And we have also to put all the doors. So let's put all the doors where they have to go here. This is the door closed and this is the door open. It's important while we're playing. And finally, they're gonna ask us to remove from the victims 1 fake victim and 2 actual victim. We're gonna put them away in the box. And then we're gonna have to put 3 victims, the rest of the tokens that we don't know if it's a real or a fake. We're gonna put them as required in the rule book. Now we're gonna take our fireman and we're gonna place it on a blue area, ideally in front of a door. Now we're ready to play. So the goal of the game is to save 7 victims, 7 actual victims. We have to bring them here. However, if we kill during the fire 4 victims, we lose the game. And as I said earlier, if all our black cubes are laid down on the board, we're losing because the building collapsed. So together we have to work and save 7 victims. So the first thing, let's say the yellow player starts, is going to receive 4 action token. And let's say if you want to advance, he's going to have to pay 1 token. So 1 token per movement. You cannot move in diagonal, just in front or on the side. So let's say another action token front. Let's say he's going to the victim. 2 more. 1 and 2 is looking at the victim. It's not a real victim, it's a fake victim, unfortunately. So what's gonna happen, I'm gonna take it, put it here, and right away I'm gonna replace my victim. I always need to have 3 victims in the house at the same time. So now I'm gonna place my victim 1 and 5. So I'm gonna take 1 in the pile here, 1 with the black triangle, and 5, it's here, it's exactly where I am standing now. So I can look at it. Now it's a real victim. My turn finished, and now I have to roll a dice to make the fire progress in the house. So 2 and 6. I'm taking a fire token. 2 and 6. So 1 new fire is gonna start here in the house. It's now the other player's turn. He's gonna take 4 tokens and he's gonna advance in the house. So let's say 2 tokens to advance here. 1, 2. There's a door. To open the door, you need to pay 1 token. So you open the door, you turn the token here, and then let's say 1 last token to cross the door. Like that. Now he's rolling for the fire. The fire is progressing. 5 and 3. 5 and 3 here. So unfortunately, when we already have a fire and there's a fire coming in, there's an explosion So for now, I'm putting it here to know where the fire is progressing. The fire is progressing in straight line, forward, backwards, and left and right. So let's say it's progressing forward, there's a wall. So the fire is gonna destroy this wall halfway. Then here at the bottom, there's nothing. So now it's gonna have a new fire. On the left side, we have fire, fire, door. So the fire is gonna destroy the door. So we can get rid of this. And on the right side, there's nothing for now. So the fire is progressing here. So now we can remove the token. And this is how the fire progress in the house. It's now my turn. I'm gonna take 4 tokens and I want to move my victim outside of the building. To move a victim, I need to pay 2 action tokens. So I move 1. I still need here so many action tokens. What I'm gonna do here, since I'm beside the fire, I have 2 choices. Or I can completely extinguish the fire by paying 2 action tokens. If I do that, the fire is completely extinguished. I remove the token from the board. However, I can pay only 1 action token and turn the fire into the smoke side. So and then it's gonna help to not propagate the fire. I have 1 action token left. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. I will keep it with me. By keeping an action token, I will get another one for free. Now I'm rolling for the fire progression. 4 and 4. Again, we have another explosion because the fire arrived here. So we have a fire there. The wall exploded here. At the bottom, the door exploded. On the right side, there's fire here. So the fire progressed here. And on the left side, the fire is progressing here. There you go. So this is how it's going in the house. Not so well. It's now the other player's turn. He's gonna take 4 action token. And let's say he's moving towards the victim. So 1. He's gonna look. Is it a victim or it's a fake victim? It's a victim. Perfect. Now he needs to get him out. However, he can also decide to go and extinguish additional fire around him. Maybe this is what he's gonna do. So he's gonna move 1. Then he's gonna open the door. Then he's gonna cross. Next turn, he's gonna be able to extinguish those fire. It's really important to note that a fireman who wants to extinguish a fire cannot be on the fire itself. He needs to be in an adjacent area. His turn is done. He's rolling for the fire now. 7 and 4. 7 and 4 is here. And now it's my turn. So since I kept 1 token last time, I received 1 for free. Now I still have the chance to get 4 new tokens. And now I think it would be enough to move my victim outside the building. 2, moving of 1 space. 2, moving 1. And my last 2, to get the victim outside, I put my victim here in the safe area. I have 6 victims left to go. Now I have to turn to add a new victim in the board. So my other victim will be located 1 and 6, 1 and 6, just here. Now I have to turn for the fire progression. It is 2 and 1, 2 and 1, just here. It's now the other player's turn. So 4 new action token. So what he's gonna do is gonna use 1 token to put this to a smoke and the other adjacent one to the smoke. Now, if you want to extinguish this one, you need to move in this area. The fireman can only move in an area where there's or smoke or nothing. So 1 token to move in the smoke area and 1 token to change this fire into smoke. So the advantage of turning fire into smoke is that when there's fire propagation, this token will only turn into fire and will not turn into an explosion where we have very bad things happening there. It's just gonna turn back into fire. So in any situation where, for example, this fireman wants to get out from not the door, but let's say the wall, it's possible for him to use his token to destroy a wall. To do that, you know that to destroy a wall, you need two black blocks here, but in order to create that, to put one, you need to pay 2 action tokens, and to put your second block, you need another 2. So with 2 blocks like this, it means your wall is destroyed and the fireman can pass through and doesn't have to go around a door. So what we have to know is, for example, if the fire would arrive on an area where there's a fireman, the fireman would go back to here in the blue area, and unfortunately the victim would have died and be put here. It's not the case. We're still in a good shape. He cannot bring a victim into a fire, and he cannot go into a fire. So because the door is here, he needs to extinguish with 1 action token or 2 action token the fire that we see here. There's a good side of just putting a fire and turn it into smoke. And the reason, if at one point when we're turning the fire progression, we arrive from 3 and 4, what's gonna happen is that token will just turn back into fire and not create an explosion, and it's gonna be much easier to handle. So the game finishes when we saved 7 victims, then we win the game. Or if we kill 4 victims, then we lose. Or if all of our black cubes are used, the building collapses and we lose the game. So what I think about Flashpoint, first of all, I really love that game. It's a really nice transition between Zombie Kids, where we're playing with our 6, 7, 8 years old, and this one for 10 years and older. I'm sure that our younger kids can play too. It's not that hard. The one I showed you, it's the family explanation, but in the same game you have also the more expert explanation. I really love the board. Everything is really simple. You see the rooms, so the board is great. The rules are simple. Our firemen are really really great. They do look like firemen, and it puts you in the vibe of saving the building. Those really nice squares show you that the wall is broken. You have to save 7 victims. If you want, you can save more. I really like the fact of that. Also, I like the fact that sometimes there's no victim, but maybe you think you heard something and you're going in this area. And I think this makes the game really look like an actual situation that can happen. I love those small coins where you have the fire, and if you put your fire on your water on it, you're gonna have smoke and it can reignite. So that's great too. I love the action coin, so it's really easy. I take 1 action, I take a second action, a third action. So I really love that game. I played by myself, and it was really more complicated because it's a big area, so you cannot always go and save all your victims. But at 2 players, we really did enjoy it, where we can strategize. Okay, you go save the victim, I'm gonna try to extinguish the fire. So it really a nice game. I do recommend it. My son loved it, and this is good for us. We're gonna play again. So I see you later. Bye bye.